Okay, what I thought we might work on today is a little bit of floorboard work. We need to get that tunnel out of there so I can put a drive shaft down through there, get motor placement right. Probably cut just a little bit wider than that. Floor's not terrible in the back part. We do have a little perforation over here. The front part is the worst part, so I thought I might just save as much of this as possible. We'll probably rework these outer edges to match the two-door. As you can see, our four-door came in this area, our center post. We had a center post on the other side. We've got a cross member through here. So I think I'm just going to zip this along here, right here, take that center hump out for now. Let's get to that. And I don't ever recall stopping a grinder that hard. It bound up something fierce. It's a direct stop. I know approximately, I had the transmission in here and had some markers. Looking back at reference, I had some markers, and tail shaft is going to come in this neighborhood. 30, 30 and a half, 31, and we can float the engine a little bit. So what I'm going to do is take a measurement what I might need for a drive shaft. Then I'm going to go down to my other shed, see if I got anything close. This should be a center of a cap right there. So we're 61 and a half to the tail shaft of the transmission. Let's see what we can come up with. We'll write that down here. 61 and a half. All right, let's go check it out. Okay, we've grabbed this drive shaft. Something like that. I could float that transmission back that much for sure. They give me as much room as possible for the radiator up there. I think that transmission, what I say, 30 and a half. And it was a little bit in front of there by my reference picture. 30 and a half. That's 2 inches in front. I could put a little, we're not going to hurt to bring it back in the firewall. Just going to put it right here to the tail shaft, right? Yeah, that'll give us 2 more inches in the front for the fan and radiator. Man, this is, I'm thinking right there. That'd be bell housing flush with the firewall right here. And 30.5 puts us right on the seal ring. That's where I was going to basically on the tail shaft of the transmission is a seal ring. So heck yeah, that might work right there. That drive shaft might work. We had to move things back a little more. That way we don't get pinched up over here in the corner. I'm going to set this chain hoist up here. Just going to ease this up, and we're going to set the transmission in separately. I don't think there's enough room to tilt it and slide it down. I've just got a couple of small bolts holding it together anyway. So. We'll lift the tail shaft up, slide the cart back under the transmission. No torque converter in it right now. Alright, unbolt that. We gotta take the starter off. Forgot about that. I got this temporary steering shaft in here. We're gonna have to pull it out. There's a bolt down there at the rack we'll get to. It'll just have to be out of the way for now. And we'll continue on. See if we can't take that clamp bolt. See if it'll tighten up. I think I got enough threads there to start it. Yes, sir. Let's try the other side. Ouch. I knew I was going to do that. Right between the old steering column. Flat enough together to line things up. Let's try moving it around. For the most part, I think it needs to go pretty far back from where it's at now. A lot tighter to the old firewall. May have to pick up on it a little bit. And basically the car needs to come forward. It's the easiest way to get it done. Tire chock. Pull it forward a little bit. Now we'll move the car forward a little more. And we'll see if we can't work it back in there a little further. Right up against the firewall here. Existing firewall. I'm sure we're headers right there against it. Let's just go inside and see what kind of drive shaft clearance we got. This header bolts against it here. Close on the tunnel there. Let's move inside, see what we got. This worked out pretty good. You can see a seal ring there. I'm not going to weld anything today, but yeah, I'm really close. I can bring it back an inch pretty easy. I've got an extra long cowl, being as I stretched the cowl out, and I'm pretty much setting in the diff back there. So another inch won't hurt me there. We'll take a look outside in front of the firewall. Yeah, not bad at all. Take out a little corner of the firewall there on both sides. That'll leave me plenty far back. Be enough room for a radiator. Have plenty of room up there. Could put the battery or something up there maybe. But yeah, she's setting way back, but I don't have a problem with that. I don't have to buy a drive shaft. We've got extra depth in the cowl there from stretching it back 6 inches, so it won't hurt me in floorboard space. So heck yeah. And then we'll figure out height on these motor mounts, start lining that up, and then we'll do that cross member there. We'll see where it fits in at. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back in here. And I've got some lines marked out here. Actually started cutting there, and we're going to open that up. Going to open it up where I got my temporary steering shaft through there as well. So I'm going to have to rebuild all this anyway. It's going to get us in there so we can get this transmission and motor slid back close to the unit, close to the drive shaft here. And then we'll just use the drive shaft we got. So let's start slicing and cutting that. Got the left side cut loose. Got to get in here on the right side and see if I can finish taking it apart. See what happens now when we push her back. before we come back into our drive shaft area. And you know what? The cone hit the seal protector there. We're close there though. Started at the drive line and came forward, and everything's pretty centered up. Everything's pretty good left to right on the tilt, and everything is pretty decent forward to aft. What I was going to do next is put these motor mounts down in here. So I've taken them out and made me a little template. This side, the back one, works out perfect. It goes right to the frame. It'll fall right into place. Matter of fact, it's hanging in there. And everything looks good from the back. Right up the drive line. So we're centered up here. Let's go ahead and see if we can tack something in place and make some motor mounts. So we've made a little template for the front one. It's not true right here on the corner, but it's going to be shorter than this. So what we're going to try to do is stick this template down in there and fold it over or cut it off until we get centered up on the hole. Let's see if we can do that. Here's what we got. The back one's the right length because the frame's tapering out, and this one's real close. I think it'll do. I'm going to trim one of these off and see if I can't tack weld these two in there, pin them in. Okay, we got those tacked in there. We're going to go to the other side and try to repeat the process. And we've got the driver's side tacked in place. So now it's on to the transmission cross member. It was at this point when I went to the transmission mount, I realized I'd put the mounts in upside down, too low. So we got the mounts in there up a little higher at a more appropriate height. Let's proceed and build a transmission cross member. Got the rear transmission cross member fabricated. It bolts in from the bottom, holds the mount in the center. This is frame on the ground right here. Also got some more of the floor cut out all the way up to the firewall basically. Need to cut a little more of the firewall out and build a transmission tunnel and probably replace all the floors in here. Maybe that'll be our next video. Stay tuned.